Hi, my name is Michael. What's your name?
My name is Trường. I
Hi,
come I come from Vietnam.
it's nice to meet you. I'm from the United States. So what city in Vietnam are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Thái Nguyên. It's a city near Hanoi.
And do you like to study English?
Yeah, I really like English.
And why do you want to learn English?
Yes, it's a global language, and maybe in the future I want to become an English teacher.
You can say become. I want to become an English teacher.
Yeah,
Uh, and so, how long have you studied English?
mm, I have studied English for three 3 years.
And did you study by yourself or did you study in a class?
I study at school and at home. Yeah.
Oh, and do you still study in school now?
Yes, I'm in high school.
And what year in high school are you?
I'm in grade 12.
Oh, and what are you planning to do after high school?
I will go to the university.
Uh, and so you want to study English or education at university?
Yes, I want to learn more about English at university.
And so do you, and besides English, what subjects do you like in school now?
Mm, I like math and physics.
And are there any teachers in your family? Like maybe your mother, your father, your brother, sister, aunts, uncles, grandparents?
Mm, no, my parents are farmer.
I see. So you'll be the first teacher.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was the first teacher in my family as well, actually. I was the first in my family to be a teacher too. So I think it's a good job to have. Teaching English can be, you'll find, well, being a teacher in general, you'll find is a very rewarding job. Um, so can I ask, why would you like to be a teacher?
Yeah, I want to have uh, the student with their English.
I think that's a very good reason. That's a very good reason. By teaching them English, you can help them better themselves,
Yeah.
and so they can improve their lives. Um, so do you ever watch English movies or English television?
Mm, yes, I watch some program in English on TV.
Oh, and what kind of programs do you like?
Uh, I usually watch the film or uh, some science. Yeah, science film.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Mm, uh, I usually watch some superhero film like adventure. Yeah.
And I see. So, and do you have a favorite superhero film?
Yes, I usually watch adventure.
And when you watch, do you watch in Vietnamese or do you watch in English?
Mm, I usually watch an English film.
And do you have to use the subtitles or can you watch without subtitles?
Mm, I you I watch with subtitle.
In English or Vietnamese?
Uh, in English. Yeah.
Very good, actually, very good. Now, in the English teaching community, subtitles are very controversial. Do you know the meaning of the word controversial?
No. Can you tell me about it?
Controversial is a word to describe something that will cause argument, debate, or disagreement. Like, say, for example, do you like football?
Yeah.
Now, if you say the best team in the world is Manchester United, that's a very controversial statement because there are going to be many people who disagree or who will argue with you. Say no, Arsenal, or no, Manchester City, or no, Barcelona, or Real Madrid. So, controversial is something that causes argument, debate, or disagreement. Um, and in the English teaching community, subtitles are kind of controversial. Some teachers say you should never use subtitles. Some teachers say you should always use subtitles. But I myself, I think it depends on the individual student. Students have different needs when it comes to education, and especially English. But this is why I think they're good. You know, in English, we have many words that sound similar, like right, for example. Right, like my right hand.
Yeah.
Right, like correct, or right, like a political or legal ability to do something. But then we have rite, R-I-T-E, which is like a religious or cultural ceremony. And then we have write, W-R-I-T-E. And depending on the person speaking, their accent, their speed, all three of these words can sound very similar. So the subtitles can help us distinguish. Also, as I'm sure you probably know in English, we have many words that follow a set pattern when it comes to spelling. Like, say, for example, we have say, day, and way. Now, all of these words have a very strong A sound and they're spelled with AY. However, when it comes to measuring weight, we have weigh.
Wait.
Now, it sounds like it should be spelled with an AY, but it's not. Um,
Yeah.
but subtitles can help us with that as well. And lastly, a lot of recent studies show that it's much more beneficial to learn vocabulary in a natural context, like from movies or reading books, as opposed to just taking like a random list and learning words. Because with this, you can see how the word is used in a natural manner. Um, I like to suggest to my students if they can to use English subtitles. Now, of course, when it gets to the point when you get mature enough in the language and you get to use in English much better, then you don't need to use subtitles anymore. Um, but until then, I think it's a great idea. Do you like to travel?
Yeah. I like to travel, but I never travel outside of Vietnam.
And where in Vietnam do you like to visit?
Mm, I travel to Hanoi, to Samsun Beach, uh, and some city near my city. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Dalat?
No, it's in the south, and I'm in the north.
I see. And which of those places are your favorite to visit, or is your favorite to visit?
Mm, I would like to go to Sapa.
Oh, can you tell me about that place?
It's a great place to relax. It's very high. There are so many mountains and the cold weather. Yeah, I love it.
It sounds like a lovely place. It sounds like quite a lovely place. It sounds like my home. It sounds like my home, actually. Um, I'm from the United States. I'm from a state called North Carolina.
Hmm.
North Carolina, it's kind of a confusing name because we're called North Carolina, but we're actually in the southeastern United States. Um, but I live now in Southeast Asia. I live in a country called Indonesia,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
and I live in a mountain city here in Indonesia. You know, Indonesia is a very, it's a tropical country, very hot, very humid. Um, but in my city, it's very cool because we live in the mountains. So it stays 20 to 30 degrees all year. Um,
Yeah.
And so, do you have any hobbies?
Yeah. I like reading. I like swimming, and I like study English. Yeah.
And what kind of books do you like?
Mm, I read all the type of book, but maybe to choose one, I think I like mm, comic books the most.
And what comics do you like?
Mm, I like Doraemon or mm, Dragon Ball.
Oh wow, very good, very good. Actually, Dragon Ball is my favorite. Dragon Ball is my favorite. Um, but we call Japanese comics like that. We call it manga.
Yeah,
Manga.
yeah,
And but yeah, Dragon Ball is my favorite. I've been watching Dragon Ball since I was maybe I'll be 32 next week, and I've been watching it since I was maybe 6 or 7. So it's really, really good. It's a really, really good. Do you watch the anime?
yeah. I also watch the animes. Yeah.
Uh, Oh, have you seen Dragon Ball Super?
Yes, I watched all the series of Dragon Ball.
Uh, let's see. And which one was your favorite? Which series do you think is your favorite?
Mm, I like mm, Dragon Ball Z,
Ah,
right?
well, well. In English, well, there's some difference. In American English, we call it Z, uh,
Z, yeah.
but in British English, they call it Z. I think Zeta, Zet. Uh,
Yeah.
um, but yeah. I think so. I think so. Well, in America, well, in the United States, we got it out of order. It should be Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, then GT. GT and Super. Well, GT was made first, but in the story, Super comes first. But GT was made first. But in the United States, we got Z before we got Dragon Ball, and so it's kind of backwards. Well, they tried to give us Dragon Ball first, but it wasn't popular. Dragon Ball, the original, wasn't popular, so they Z became really popular, and then after Z became popular, it went back in time. Um, but yeah, and besides Dragon Ball and Doraemon, what do you like any other anime?
Mm, I like One Piece and Naruto.
Oh, and do you watch in Vietnamese or Japanese?
Mm, I watch with Vietnamese. Yeah.
Let's see. And in English countries, we have a huge debate. It's called dub versus sub. And when it comes to anime, do you know what a dub is? Do you know dub?
No?
A dub is like when they speak, um, a voice actor from another language. Say for example, say Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is Japanese, right? Well,
Yeah.
in well, in English, when they dub it, they'll record over with an English speaker, So, for example, Goku, for example, in Japanese is by a Japanese woman. However, in the English versions, he's voiced by an American man. Um, so they'll record the voice. But this is called dubbing. This is called dubbing. However, um, we also have subs. So, like, say for example, you watch Dragon Ball. The audio is in Japanese, but you read the Vietnamese words written at the screen, the bottom of the screen. We call those
Yeah.
subtitles. That's called subtitles. And in the American anime fan community, there's a huge debate between what's better, dubs or subs. Um, and is anime very popular in Vietnam?
Mm, yeah. It's very popular, but just for teenager. Yeah.
And do you think what do you think is the most popular anime in Vietnam?
Mm, I think it's Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Dragon Ball is really Dragon Ball. I think is really popular. But I notice a lot of people in Asia they really love Doraemon. They really love Doraemon.
Yeah.
Doraemon, Hello Kitty, and also do you know Shin Chan?
Shen Shen, can you
Uh,
type
uh,
it for me?
Shin Chan.
Yeah. Um, I have a, comic book somewhere in here. Yeah.
Ah, Shin Chan. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like Shin Chan. I like Shin Chan.
Yes.
Shin
It's
Nahara.
very funny. Yeah.
Shin Nahara. I like it, but when they brought it to America, they changed a lot. They changed a lot. In the past, a lot of times when they brought anime to the United States, especially a comedy anime, they would change it a lot. Today, they tend to keep it much more truthful, much more faithful to the original. They try to be as close to the original as possible. But in the 90s and the 80s, they didn't really do that so much, unfortunately. But Shin Chan was a show they changed. They added a lot of American humor to it. Um, yeah. In the future, and I know you told me you've never left Vietnam, but in the future, is there anywhere that you would like to visit?
Mm, I would like to visit Switzerland. Yeah.
And why Switzerland?
Mm, I have watched a TV program and I see it's a beautiful place. Yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah, I think it is. I think Switzerland can be a very beautiful place, especially the Alps. The mountains in Switzerland are very beautiful, especially I think during the winter time. I think you'd have a lot of fun there. Um, and you say you live in North Vietnam,
Yeah.
and what's the weather like in North Vietnam?
Mm. Uh, I live near Hanoi, the capital, and right now it's very hot. Maybe 35 degrees Celsius. Yeah.
In 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 your part of the country, in North Vietnam, are there four seasons or are there two seasons?
We have 4 seasons, but the winter very short. Yeah.
And which season is your favorite?
Mm, I like summer. Yeah.
Oh, and how cold does it get in wintertime?
Mm, it's very short, mm, and we don't have snow. Yeah.
Oh, does it get below 10 degrees?
Yeah. Maybe about 10 degree. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, that is quite cold. Wow. Yeah, that is very cold, very cold. Um, but actually, I think if you get the opportunity to visit Switzerland, I think maybe in Switzerland, maybe it can get below negative, maybe it can get negative, maybe negative 10, negative 15, or maybe even negative 30 degrees there, especially on the mountains. Um, well, and it was very nice to meet you. You have good English. You made a couple mistakes, but nothing really major. Nothing major today. I will say this. I think you have a good knowledge of English. I think your biggest problem is just your lack of experience. The more experience you get speaking, the better you're going to get. Learning a language is a lot like learning a sport. It's important that you study. You have to study the techniques and the maneuvers. But until you go out and play, or until you go out and speak using the language, you're not going to be good. So I would advise you try to engage in conversation like what we did here today. That's the secret to improving